selection he likes to throw in certain counts. And Caleb said to him, "Hey, Jeremy, whatever happened to that curveball you threw? That was a really good pitch. And I watched all your starts with the Phillies on video. I didn't see that curveball hardly at all." And he goes, I just like my changeup so much, I got away from it. Well, Caleb said, we're going back to it. And he's been using it in his starts as an Oriole very effectively. And here's Ben Revere. And there's a strike. We're underway. But that shows you just how much the Oriole position players do their homework to get ready, in particular the catchers, Caleb and Wellington Castillo, to help their pitcher out.
Absolutely. I'll tell you what, Caleb doing a good job just kind of digging in there, finding out what Hellickson has in his repertoire. And, Hellickson himself telling him, yeah, I feel more comfortable throwing the changeup. It's my bread and butter pitch, but can use another weapon in that arsenal, and that breaking ball is coming up big here recently for the Orioles.
And you saw Roger McDowell there. He certainly likes starters with a lot of different weapons. That one towards the gap in right center field. That's going to get down for a hit. And it goes all the way to the wall. Revere can fly. He'll settle for a leadoff double.
Revere breaking out. A little slump. 0 for his last 15. There's a double there. Take a look at the Oriole defense behind Hellickson, Gentry, Jones, and Santander getting the start in right field. Rule 5 pick, making his big league debut. Beckham and Scope turning 2 up the middle. Machado and Mancini on the corners, and Caleb Joseph behind the plate. We'll take a look at Anthony Santander over in right field tonight for the Orioles. A good-looking young player. There's a lot of nerves going though in his belly.
Number 25, as I recall, he wore number 54 in Sarasota. He's given a big league player's position player number. Here's Trout. And he fouls it back 0-1. Now, Mike Trout having another big time year. Of course, he spent time on the DL. He had to have surgery on a ligament. He hurt his hand on a slide. You see that 340 average. That would be good enough for second in the American League, but he doesn't have enough plate appearances to qualify yet. So he is not among the league leaders in the batting average. There's that breaking ball, Mike, and it's right in there for a strike, and it's 0-2.
Yeah, beauty. He could steal some strikes early and then potentially bury it for swing and misses. Of course, that changeup, big time strikeout pitch for him, getting hitters out in front. But both those secondary pitches, the change and that nice curve you just saw there, help his fastball play up.
And a little bit high on the fastball, 1-2 on Trout.
All about moving the ball around, though, especially with the big hitters like Mike Trout here. Yeah, you talk about him being hurt, but the power numbers, the production, always there. And once again, even with that time off, considered one of the tops in the MVP race.
Strike 3 called. He gets the inside corner at the knees. Trout disagrees. Mark Rippinger calls him out.
Not liking the call here after a high fastball at 89. Pulls the string 84 right there. And look at the target spot. Looks like it's on that inside corner. Every pitch headed right there. And Caleb locking it up for strike 3. That's a big first out for Hellickson and the O's.
A borderline pitch, but Jeremy gets the call. So Mike Trout retired and one away, and here's Pujols. This Angels team, they've been on some kind of a tear. And that's why at the moment they hold the number 2 spot in the wild card behind the Yankees. Mike Scioscia's club, they're 11-4 in August. And they have Pujols on a tear, sitting at 608 home runs. See, 72 RBIs, for the most part now a full-time DH.
Yeah, well, I think they realized that when they signed him to that long-term contract. And, at the end, he was just going to be here to collect some numbers and start passing some big-time names.
Yeah, Albert Pujols, he went to the Angels for that big contract. 10 years, $240 million that runs through 2021. So he still has 4 more years, and he's 37.
Yeah. You can see the numbers right there. 17th season. Pretty impressive. Next home run, he'll tie Sammy Sosa.
Hellickson ahead of him 0-2. And he protects the outside corner and stays alive. Hellickson, his 4th start for the O's. His debut, his best start, April 2nd, 7 shutout innings against Kansas City. He did start 2 of the 10 games on the road trip, and The game in Anaheim was the tough luck game, August 8th. 6 innings, 3 runs allowed, but he took a loss. Oh, 0-2 on Pujols with Revere at second. A little bit low. Pujols still has a very good batting eye. You know, you look at a guy who is certainly much more than a slugger, but he struck out only 75 times on the year, so he gets his bat on the ball.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of the best offensive players of this generation and the last generation. I mean, he's been around a long time. Great understanding of the strike zone. Hellickson trying to speed him up on the inside to open up that outer edge.
And lets the breaking ball go by. Count evens 2-2. Hellickson, 68 big league wins. He was a 4th round pick of Tampa Bay out of high school. He went to Hoover High School in his native Des Moines, Iowa. And Mike, he pitched in 108 minor league games before he finally got called up to Tampa Bay. And when he made his big league debut, he was sent back to the minors right after the game. Thank you very much, kid.
How about that?
See you soon.
We'll get 100 more starts in the minor leagues.
Ball 3, close pitch.
Real close pitch. Dangerous. Not many pitchers are going to try to consistently work their changeup on that inside corner. He's getting good movement in there. It's either going to be right on the edge or just off. That had a very good pitch. Good pitcher's pitch for Hellickson.
So this will be the 7th pitch to Pujols as he has worked the count full. Breaking ball is ripped to left field, heading towards the seats, and that ball is gone. It carries out of here. Hellickson hangs a breaking ball, and Pujols hits it out. And there's home run 609 for Albert Pujols.
Boy, stayed sound with his approach throughout that whole at bat. And Hellickson trying to surprise him with the breaking ball. Started him off. The first strike breaking ball. Unfortunately, this one looked just like the first strike. Stayed up in the zone. And there's one of the best sluggers of all time, getting on a hanging breaking ball. He got out of here in a hurry. Didn't make it by much, but it was a line drive home run. The Angels on the board early.
So Albert ties Sammy Sosa, 609. Most home runs all time by a foreign-born player. So Hellickson got ahead of him 0-2, couldn't put him away, and then hangs a pitch on a 3-2. And here's Cole Calhoun. This ball's hit well to the gap in right center field. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. It just got over the wall for a home run. Calhoun jumping on the first pitch, hits his 15th. And just like that, it is 3-0 Angels.
Oh, goodness. Well, this Angels team, they have been hot lately, especially here in August. Calhoun, 15 home runs this season, establishing a career high right there. Been on a little bit of a roll. One of the hotter bats in the lineup. A little backdoor, looks like a cutter, but it cuts right back over part of the plate. Calhoun goes down and gets him some right there. Another hard hit ball off Hellickson.
Calhoun came in 3 for his last 18, hits a home run on the first pitch. Here's Andrelton Simmons, and he'll take a strike. Simmons at 296. He is 3 for his last 22, but he's been one of the more consistent hitters on the year. He is 9th in the league in base hits with 131.
Yeah, he's having himself a solid season. I don't know that a lot of people understand how good this young man is, both offensively and defensively. Just won the Gold Glove and Platinum Glove a few years ago with Atlanta, and he's having another solid defensive year. Now the bat coming along as well. See Hellickson with the first inning runs, 11 allowed, 10 of those earned in his 24 starts this season. And unfortunate first inning here.
And the 1-2 is hit weakly towards short. Beckham will get his counterpart Simmons for the second out.
That's a nice pitch right there. Nice running action.
Well, Mike mentioned this team has been hot, and you see since July 28th Only the Dodgers have more wins and just one more win, and only the Red Sox and the Dodgers have a better winning percentage. 13-5 since July 28th, and that's how they've been able to leap over every team except the Yankees in the wild card race.
I know for the longest time they're waiting for Mike Trout to get back, and just his presence in this lineup I think helps this whole team play up. Of course, there have been some hot hitters in there, but their bullpen's been pretty tough here recently as well, and they've got one of the best defenses in the game. So got a couple good things working for them right now, and that's why they're having such a good month of August.
Luis Valbuena, the third baseman, he takes a strike. Hellickson had allowed just one home run total in his first 3 starts, and he allows 2 here in the first inning. Chop foul, 1-2.
Just a matter of really settling in. This Angels team, they're just confident right now. They're having a real strong road trip. 5-1 coming into today on this road trip. So seeing the ball well, they're aggressive right now. You see some of the swings they're having here in the first inning. Pretty aggressive.
This ball's trouble. Manny backs up and he has it for the out. So it hangs for him. And Hellickson gets out of it. Angels get 3. We head to the bottom of the first. Angels 3, and here come the Birds. Starting a very interesting sky as the Orioles and Angels open up this 3-game series. Let's get a look at the Orioles lineup, brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares, nothing to hide, that's transparency. And the scorching hot Tim Beckham leads off. 339 since moving into the #1 spot with 3 home runs, 4 doubles, and 9 ribbies. Machado, Scope, and Jones. Mancini plays first tonight. Chris Davis is ill. Trumbo DHs. Anthony Santander, his big league debut. Caleb Joseph and Craig Gentry.
Yeah, let's take a look at Andrew Heaney's pitch arsenal. This is 2016, of course, sidelined with the Tommy John surgery and has since been recovering from it. But the slider was a big-time put-away pitch for him back when he was healthy. See how it plays up tonight. When it's down in the zone, it's a swing and miss pitch for sure. Take a look, 6 starts this season on his rehab, 2.60, pretty impressive stuff. And 27 2/3 innings of work with 29 punch-outs and only the 5 walks. So pretty good command as well. And you know, a couple years ago, he was the #2 starter for this Angels team. So they got high hopes for him.
And he misses low to Tim Beckham, who has seen the ball as well as anybody in the big leagues right now. Those are his combined numbers, Tampa and the Orioles, 298. He's batting .485 as an Oriole. 32 for 66 in 16 games. And slices the other way, and Mike, he had some kind of a road trip over the 10 games.
Yeah, he has not let up one bit since putting the Oriole uniform on. How about .429, 7 extra base hits with the 6 stakes on the last road trip. He He just keeps getting better and better, feeling more comfortable in the box. And he's using the whole field.
And that really is giving himself a better chance to succeed. He's very unpredictable as a hitter. In Seattle the other day, led off the game with a home run to right center field. He just went with the pitch and really clubbed it.
Yeah, if there's something up and out over, he is smoking it the other way. He's not looking to pull per se. His strength is right center. And Heaney, his strength, working that fastball in and out. He likes working the heater and playing the secondary pitches off it, but he's going to try to establish it on both sides of the plate. And he isn't afraid to bust the righties in.
And the 3-1 is a bloop. Back on it is Cowart, and he has it for the out, 1 down. So Heaney gets the first out, and he retires the hot Tim Beckham.
Now let's take a look at the Angel defense behind Heaney. Revere, Trout, and Calhoun will roam the outfield here. Camden, Simmons, and Cowart. Returning 2 up the middle. Valbuena and Crone on the corners, and Maldonado doing the catching tonight for the Angels.
And here's Manny, whose bat is heating up. He's got a 6-game hitting streak as he comes into tonight's game. See the batting average at .260. It's strange this late in the season, the Orioles playing their 122nd game, not to see Machado on any of the league leaderboards.
Yeah, it is a little bit strange. Of course, Manny got off to a great start power-wise, but some inconsistencies led to some struggles with his batting average, and kind of got into a little bit of a funk for a few months. And boy, the last month or so, month and a half, he has just been punishing the baseball.
He has never faced Andrew Heaney. Hard hit ball, but right to Cowart. And it's a first for the easy play, and 2 men down. Let's get a look at our Quicket Loans Rocket Arms, and Jonathan Schoop certainly has a rocket arm.
Yeah.
But this is about the offensive numbers.
Yeah, absolutely. How about a couple of the bright young stars for the Orioles just mashing the lefties this year. Jonathan Schoop, 299 with 8 homers, 28 steaks, and Manny Machado as well, 272, 5 homers, 18 RBI. Yeah, licking their lips when the lefty gets on the bump, and the Orioles have had some struggles, but not for Schoop and Machado.
Jonathan also has a 6-game hitting streak going. Very consistent numbers since the All-Star break. There's a pitch on the inner part of the plate, 1-1. And you go back to the break, he's hit 8 home runs and 32 RBIs since the break. Of course, he is tied for second in the American League in runs batted in. There's a ground ball to short. Simmons, his friend from Curacao, throws across and gets Schoop, and that'll do it. So Heaney has a 3-up, 3-down inning. We head to the second. The Angels in front. college baseball this weekend against the Angels. Don't forget, tomorrow the Orioles are welcoming back members of the 1992 Birds, Oriole Park's first team, and select players will participate in a pregame home run derby that'll begin at 6 p.m. Plus, all fans receive the 25th anniversary Oriole Park replica ballpark. For tickets, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Good night to bring the family out. I know Brady Anderson is going to be in the home run derby.
Right.
He said that he's hoping they move the fences in.
Yeah, he doesn't need any help.
C.J. Cron to deep left field. That ball's hit well, and that ball's going to go. A third home run for the Angels, and just like that, it is 4-0. And it's the second home run on the first pitch.
Wow. Boy, coming out swinging. I'll tell you what, Cron did some damage in that last series out in Anaheim. Doing some damage here to start this three-game set off. Take a look at the pitch here. He's trying to get ahead. Caleb setting up, down and away, leaks back over the middle. Ooh, and Cone puts an ace swing on it, smoking that one deep to left center. He gets back there where fans weren't expecting one.
3 home runs already, and there's a breaking ball high. Well, Cronen's been really swinging a hot bat. Last 16 games now, including tonight, 8 home runs and 15 RBIs. It's a pretty torrid stretch. 8 home runs in 16 games. Maldonado rolls over on it. Martin Maldonado, the Angels' #1 catcher. 30 years old, out of Puerto Rico, in his 7th big league season, his first year with the Angels. And of course, if you play on a Mike Scioscia managed team, you better be able to catch a good game, call a good game, and control the pitching staff.
Nice changeup right there from Hellickson. Yeah, you got that right. Scioscia, a great catcher in his own right. So he's on the catchers, paying attention to what they do. Of course, his mind, the backbone of the team. They run the whole show back there. Obviously controlling the pitching and even some defensive movement as well.
That changeup hung, and fortunately for Hellickson, Maldonado out in front. J.J. Hardy, he was taking ground balls today on the field and making the throws to first base. It's the first I've seen him do that. He had been fielding ground balls and then just flipped them into the bucket. And Buck said he also took BP on the field today.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
2-2. Hellickson 3-4 in his career against the Angels. Of course, coming off the loss on the last road trip August 8th, which was his first appearance against the Angels since 2015, when he was with Arizona. Getting ahead of hitters, having trouble putting them away. 2-2 now on Maldonado, is about to see his 7th pitch.
Yeah, really trying to establish that fastball though on the inside corner. A couple two-seamers there. Gets a nice swinging foul ball. He's trying to get in there and get a swing through. It's another changeup on that inside corner. So he's trying to speed him up in there and see if that front hip will leak a little bit. But they're staying pretty strong. They're having some good takes on some borderline pitches.
And the 3-2 is blooped into left field. Gentry, a long run, but he's going to get there. And he has it for the out. So that hung up for him just long enough. And one away in the Angels' second. Here's our Heritage Automotive Road Ahead. Heritage Automotive offering you 20 convenient locations throughout the Baltimore area. Visit us in-store or online at heritagedealers.com. Well, the Angels are here for the remainder of the weekend. Night game tomorrow, day game on Sunday. WJZ with us as well tomorrow and Sunday. Then the Athletics come to town for a 3-game series. That'll close out the homestand. Night games on Monday and Tuesday, mid-afternoon game on Wednesday. And then the Orioles, after a day off, head to Boston for a 3-game series. Caleb Cowart, the #9 batter, the catcher. He is 0 for his last 14. 25 years old, former first-round pick back in 2010.
I want to keep them there too. You don't want it turning over to the top of this lineup where there's speed and power mixed in.
There's StatCast powered by AWS, and you see the shift even on a number 9 batter, Caleb Coert, who was 0 for his last 14. The trend suggests shift on him, and the Orioles go ahead and do that.
Okay.
I started to understand that it was a different game now when players that play once or twice a week were getting shifts on.
Yeah.
So they look at the charts and they analyze and play the percentages. So Scope out there in shallow right field with Beckham on the second base side. That ball's crushed to right field. And that ball's going to go. Wow, 4 home runs already by the Angels. And it's a 5-0 Los Angeles lead. They are teeing off on Hellickson.
Boy. Well, Hellickson all on the dish, though, aggressive in the strike zone. Unfortunately, Angels waiting for some mistakes. Taking advantage of some atom balls here. They get some elevation. 108 miles an hour off the bat. And a couple of these home runs, though, have been mistakes right down the heart of the plate. And that one there, one of them.
Miguel Castro's going to get up early in this game. Still only 1 out here in the second inning, and the Angels have put the Orioles in a 5-0 hole. Of course, it's been a struggle overall for the starters on the year. The starters still have the highest ERA in the league at 5.55. Showalter on the phone to Alan Mills in the bullpen. So here's Ben Revere, the leadoff hitter, for his second at bat. Revere got the Angels going in the first inning, double to the gap in right center field, and came around on the Pujols home run.
And he had been struggling too. He was 0 for 15 coming in this ball game.
So 5 runs on 5 hits, and 4 of the 5 hits have left the ballpark.
Oh, and I see other teams hit these home runs here. Just kind of expect the Orioles to be able to do the same.
Gentry's there for the second out.
Of course, Hellickson's got to put up some zeros now. Give his offense a chance. It's still early in the ball game. We've seen the Orioles come back from early deficits before. They're certainly not going to fold the 10 up right now.
Hellickson facing a hot team, no doubt about it. They've won 7 of 8. Here's Mike Trout, called out on strikes, his first at bat. Mike Trout just turned 26. He celebrated his 26th birthday when the Orioles were in Anaheim. And it's 0-2. Of course, Mike Trout is from Millville, New Jersey, which is in southern New Jersey. Very easy drive to Baltimore, so I'm sure he has a lot of family and friends here for this weekend series.
Oh, I'm sure whenever he comes back to the East Coast.
Yeah, they were in Washington. They had a day off Monday in Washington. Played a night game, then a day game. Bust here to Baltimore Wednesday night, and a day off yesterday. And the 0-2 check swing, and it's low.
3 changeups in a row right there from Hellickson. Fortunately, all down in the strike zone. Some good pitches.
So 1-2 strikes. And it's outside. Let's get a look at our Coons.com league leaders. When you're talking cars, you're talking Coons.
Yeah, highest walk percentage league leader. Once again, Mike Trout, 18.4%. He's leading this team with 61 walks. Coming into this, or 62 walks. Last year led the league with 116. So pretty good batting on it.
Right field, Santana tested and makes a diving catch. Welcome to the major leagues, Anthony Santander. The first ball hits him, he goes into a dive, and he robs a future Hall of Famer of a base hit. Santander gets it done to end the second. Just a routine play to start it off.
Yeah, taking one away from Mike Trout. How about the dive, but then getting up. It's a double dive on a great play. But good to see the big smile on his face when he gets up. Yeah, he enjoyed that. Teammates loving it as well.
Well, it rained a lot before the game, so the outfield grass a little moist. Of course, the adrenaline of going into the dive, and his teammates had some fun with it when he came off the field. Well, now the Orioles come up looking to do something against Andrew Heaney, as the Angels with 4 home runs have a 5-0 lead. Here's Adam Jones. Mancini and Trumbo will follow. Adam has a 6-game hitting streak going, which seems to be the theme. Andrew Heaney, a first-round pick of Miami in 2012. He was a college pitcher, number 9 overall pick in that draft from Oklahoma State. Adam shows bunt takes too tight. And Heaney was traded to the Dodgers on June 11th in 2014. It was a 7-player trade. Deke Gordon was the key player going back to the Marlins. And the very same day, the Dodgers traded him to the Angels for Howie Kendrick. So he was a Dodger for maybe, what, 15 minutes on paper. So the Angels and the Dodgers obviously had that worked out ahead of time, and when the Dodgers were able to get Heaney included in that deal with Miami, they were able to make the counter move to the Angels, and the Angels are happy to have him.
Yeah, I wonder if he got a hat or anything.
Adam taking all the way down by 5. Adam and the O's have lost 2 in a row and 3 out of 4. Slice back foul, 3-2 on Adam Jones.
See that fastball only 89 miles an hour, but I'm a little bit late on there. Wonder, just a little tardy. This hitter's starting to think here early in the ball game about that inner third. He's been aggressive on the inside corner. Not too many pitchers have that kind of confidence. You can rush it in there.
A full count on Adam Jones leading off in the Orioles second. And he popped him up. So he came back from 3-0 down. Crone calls for it. And 1 down, 4 in a row retired by Andrew Heaney to begin the game. Our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Francis Swall of Greenbelt, has won $500 for being selected and will win $500 more for every Orioles home run hit tonight. Play home run riches scratch-offs and win up to $50,000, or enter non-winning tickets for a chance to be the contestant of the game. Visit mdlottery.com/home run. Trey Mancini now. Trey's hit a little bit of a market correction, if you will. 2 for 15 in his last 4 games. And he had a rough road trip overall, going 8 for 39. But he's had a very consistent rookie year.
He sure has. I mean, they've challenged him as well, trying to find a weak spot. And seems like just a steady diet of just mixing it up, in, out, in, up, changing speeds and locations.
Valbuena bobbles it, but it comes right back to him, and he gets Mancini.
Nice recovery right there by the third baseman Valbuena, going to the backhand side. See a pretty good reaction at first step, but the ball rolls up on the heel and keeps the concentration. The impressive concentration right here. Fortunately, it just stays in front of him. You see no panic at all. Valbuena has been around for a long time. You see just a quick glance up, gathers himself, and everything kind of staying true to form on the end, even with the bobble. See how he resets his feet, creates some momentum, makes it look like a routine play.
Well, Valbuena, one of the veterans added to this team this year. His first season with the Angels. Ball 1 to Mark Trumbo. Trumbo has a 7-game hitting streak going. Real good change up there. Ball on a strike.
Yeah, beauty here in the early going. Looks like he's really trying to establish that fastball, though. Work it in and out, in and out. Keeping hitters off balance. And granted, this is only the 6th batter he's faced, so we're going to see more of his offerings. But
Trumbo will get the Orioles on the board. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. Now that gets the crowd back into it. 5-1 in the second inning.
There you go. Trumbo watching what's going on in the ball game. Steady diet. Every hitter has gotten at least one fastball on that inside edge. Trumbo waiting it out and getting his pitch. 19th home run of the season. Bullet down the left field line.
And on cue, another $500 for our Maryland Lottery contestant of the game, Francis Swall of Greenbelt. So Trumbo hits number 19. And that gets the Orioles on the board. And here's Anthony Santander's first big league at bat.
Take a look at Trumbo's swing here. Fastball on the inside corner. And he catches it out in front. Short and sweet right there from Trumbo. 19th home run. It gets the O's on the board.
2-0. Santander has spent most of the season in Sarasota rehabbing. He got into 16 rehab games, 15 of those with AA Bowie. And he pops it up. Howard is there, and the second baseman has it for the out, so Santander pops up in his big league debut. But Mark Trumbo goes deep. Number 19 gets the Orioles on the board through 2, 5-1 Angels. be conducting their 2017 cardboard to leather equipment collection presented by Legg Mason. That'll be during the 1:35 game, the finale against the Angels. Now, fans are encouraged to bring new or gently used baseball equipment to the game. It will all benefit underprivileged youth in developing countries. For more information, just go online at OriolesReach.com, and that is always a very popular and successful event. Now 5-1, it's been a game of home runs. The Angels have 4, including a 2-run shot for the man at the plate, Albert Pujols. They've got the Angels going, and the Orioles got one back from Mark Trumbo. So Hellickson looking for a shutdown inning. Pujols in the first inning, that 2-run home run. He ties Sammy Sosa on the all-time home run list, number 609, 8th all-time.
Pretty impressive. Albert had the monster years with the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals kind of expecting that same 10-year run with the Angels, but Father Time kind of slowing them down a little bit. You see the power still there.
He won 3 National League MVPs in his years in St. Louis. Perfect pitch there, 1-2. So Hellickson, 4 home runs, 5 hits, and trails at 5-1. Lined right at Mancini.
Oh, well, that's a break Hellickson needed right there. Go ahead, hit it hard, but hit it right to somebody. Mancini, you better be ready because it's coming in hot right at him. Elevated fastball on that outside corner. And, first out on the board. My goodness, Mancini ready for it.
He hit that ball harder than the home run.
I think he did.
Here's Calhoun, who followed Pujols with a home run. He jumped on the first pitch back in the first inning. His 15th of the year. That time he got a changeup and swung through it.
Yeah, good change. One down, gets a little bit of a turnover effect as it fades away. Nice pitch right there to get into the count. Pujols wondering where the heck are they playing him over there? Where's that one guy on the right side of the field in the spot?
Hellickson, 3 consecutive batters retired since the home run by Cowart. He's on the phone to the video guy. Hey, why was Mancini there? I thought you told me he plays closer to the line.
Nice pitch right there with the fastball. Now Hellickson, when he is at his best, like most pitchers, will work the 4 quadrants of the strike zone. Down and away, down and in, up and in right there with the heater. You see the nice pitch. Stay out of that middle of the plate. Hellickson's gotten hurt here in the early going with some long balls, mistakes left down the heart. He's at his best. He's working like he is right now. Nothing in the middle, working the corners and changing speeds and locations.
That changeup floats outside. 2-2 on Cole Calhoun. Hellickson 1-2 as an Oriole. He went 6-5 in his 20 starts with the Phillies. And these are very important starts for Hellickson. The Orioles in this race, but he's also a free agent at the end of the year. And he got him. Another changeup. So sticking with his strength. And 2 men down. That is strikeout number 2.
Yeah, nice sequence here again. First 3 pitches you see on that inner third. Opens up the outside corner. Now you would think as a hitter he threw a changeup the pitch before, so Calhoun might be in his head thinking he's going to come back inside. He doubles up with the changeup away. Nice call by Joseph. Nice execution there by Hellickson.
So not away from his first clean inning. Andrelton Simmons bounced out his first at bat. There's the breaking ball for a strike. 0-1.
Simmons didn't think it ever came back in and caught the corner, but nice finish on the curve. He's gotten ahead of some hitters with that breaking ball.
And he will bounce it to his countrymate. One player from Curacao throws out another, and a 3-up, 3-down inning. Mid-third, O's come to bat, down 5-1. Time now for our Dominion National Friday Smiles. Dominion National providing innovative, high-value dental and vision benefits to area employers and individuals. Everybody happy at the ballpark on a Friday night, especially the youngsters. Hello, how are you? Frank Robinson statue in Legends Park, 5-1. Angels with the lead. This is Frank Robinson's kind of game with all the home runs.
Yeah, got that right. The Orioles need to start popping somehow.
Caleb Joseph will lead off, then Gentry and Beckham. Those got their run on a Trumbo home run last inning. And we got a piece of the catcher Maldonado. Angels have played very well defensively this year. They are second in the American League in team fielding. And when you combine what has been a pretty good pitching staff to a very good defensive club, that's why they're in so many games and they're winning. Caleb Joseph, left field, he hung it. Caleb hit it, and it carries out of here. First row home run for Joseph. And it's 5-2.
You called it, Jim. It is a home run night. Joseph jumping on the home run parade for his 8th home run of the year. Well, solo shots for the O's creeping back in.
And an opportune night for our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, Francis Swall of Greenbelt. Another $500 courtesy of Mr. Joseph. So Caleb's 8th. 5-2. Every run in this game driven in by a long ball. Gentry slaps it to left, but that one will stay in the park, and right there is Revere for the out. That ball was hit hard, but one away.
Yeah, another hard hit ball. Take a look at this. First slider of the ball game, Mr. Haney. And Caleb Joseph makes him pay. A little get me over breaking ball, and Joseph recognizing the spin out of the hand. And he powders this one for the solo shot. Take a look. After getting ahead with the fastball, drop a slider in there. And there it is. More of the slurve type breaking ball, and Caleb Joseph catching him.
And here's Beckham for his second at bat. Changeup.
A good change right there, but take a look at this. Lowest opponent average on sliders. Now this was back in 2015, 137. That was a big time pitch for him. Yeah, first one in this ball game gets taken bridge, so we'll see if he makes an adjustment on the pitch or maybe just files it away. Looks like the change working pretty good.
Goes right back to it, and Beckham 0-2. Beckham's current hitting streak is 3 in a row. He has hits in 15 of his 16 games as an Oriole.
Yeah, he's riding a nice wave of confidence.
And another opposite field hit for Tim Beckham. What a good approach down in the count.
Well, this ball's have been getting covered a little bit. In this inning especially. A nice approach by Beckham. Change up away, and he gets the body out of the way. He doesn't use the lower half at all. The front hip stays solid there, and more of a arms hands type swing. Beckham got those strong hands, and he just shoots this one. Good recognition or understanding of where the bat head is on a tough pitch.
See, and that willingness to go that way, that's how you get base hits. If he tries to pull that, it's a ground ball to shortstop.
Yeah.
So here's Manny, and this will be Haney pitching to a batter for the first time all night from the stretch. Manny bounced out to second base hard his first at bat. Right on the nose, but right at Cowart. Now Beckham can steal a base. Probably won't go here with the O's down by 3 runs. But you never know. Ball 1 inside.
How about Manny Machado and Tim Beckham? Most hard hit balls since August 1st. Now hard hit balls considered 95 and over. Beckham just squares up a single 100 miles an hour the other way. And Manny Machado, you see the numbers there, 26 hard hit balls since August 1st. Manny's been doing it all year. Finally started to get something to drop though recently.
Swings through a changeup, 1-1.
There's Beckham leading the way. Most of his hits have been scalded. Scott Coolbaugh seeing his offense starting to be more productive. It's the All-Star break, a little more consistent than it was the first half of the season. But Manny, a big reason for that. Of course, Beckham as well. Beckham with 5 stolen bases this season, so there's good speed. And of course Wayne Kirby over there trying to pick something up off of Heaney. If he can get any kind of subtle read, let Beckham know and send him off and on his way.
There's no way of knowing how deep Heaney will be able to go in this game. His first start of the year, coming back from Tommy John surgery. And he had a good cut but fouled it back. For Haney, it's his first major league appearance since April 5th of last year against the Cubs. His first start of the season. That's when he came up with the sore elbow, went on the DL the very next day, stayed there the entire year. And then on July 1st of last year, he finally underwent the Tommy John surgery. They were trying to rehab it first and then realized, you know, let's just get this done. And 413 days later, he's back in a big league game. 2-2 on Machado with Beckham on at first. That was a real good protection swing. Looked like it was going to have the corner.
Yeah, nasty pitch right there. The fastball change here pretty consistently, both sides of the plate. That one's some good fade. He turns it over, down and away.
Mike Scioscia calling pitches. Beckham a modest lead off first. And again, Manny fights off a good pitcher's pitch.
So his game plan really slow him down on the outside corner and then try to rush that fastball in 90 miles an hour. And trying to beat Machado, but nice job getting the bat head there, fouling off a tough pitch. That inside corner. There you see, not leaving anything over the middle.
Well, this will be the 7th pitch to Machado in this at bat. Right center field, he crushed it. Back it goes, and that ball is gone. And the O's are right back in it. It's a 1-run game. Number 24 for Manny. 108 miles an hour off the bat, and it just kept on going.
Just another hard hit ball. Starr picking up his 24th home run, 2-run shot to get him that much closer. Within one now. The bat's coming alive here. A little mound visit. A little disco dance in the dugout. Yeah. A nice swing here by Machado. Hunting that outer third, and this pitch is elevated. Ooh. That's an A swing from Manny Machado. Short to the baseball, and how about the extension through? He knows it off the bat. Everybody to their feet. They know it.
Every ball this inning, Mike, has been hit hard. Even the out by Gentry. Well, the Orioles' 48th multi-home run game of the year. Still only one down. Here's Scope. Ball one. So Charles Nagy, the pitching couch, came out for a chat. Another changeup.
That one mistake though, over the top of the zone. He made some good pitches with the changeup, but they've been down around the knees, staying in that lower third. It's danger area. Get another home run given up and stay up around the belt.
Bounce to third. Valbuena bobbles it, and Scope is going to reach. He backed up to try to play the big hop, and it looked like it hit the heel of the glove.
Yeah, got himself a little bit in between. The feet very active, and then has to make that split-second decision. Just a little too late, and he gets caught in between. Can't get the eyes behind the baseball, and it eats him up. Of course, the first ground ball, he kicked up his arm, but this time no chance. In the glove and out. And not enough time to recover. And the Orioles threatening again.
That is an error on Valbuena, allowing Scope to reach. Adam Jones comes to bat, representing the go-ahead run. A 5-0 Angels lead is now 5-4. He is sticking with that changeup.
Yeah, nasty one there. That's a quality pitch. Some fade away. Most hitters hit off the fastball. Adam Jones thinking first pitch. Do some damage there. Nice read by the catcher and Heaney.
0-1 on Jones. Got under that one. It is fading towards the grandstand and is out of play. A nice effort there by the left fielder Revere. So Adam out in front of that pitch and fouls it down the line. Good hustle there by Ben Revere, the veteran.
Yeah, he can still move. He's one-time center fielder, cover a lot of ground. Good speed out there in the corners. Good defenders in the south field.
Well, he's a former first-round pick. Minnesota drafted him in the first round, 2007. Scioscia still flashing signs. Very active manager. Heaney trying to get out of this jam. 3 runs in, still only 1 out. Oh, 0-2 on Jones. Ground ball, base hit left field. So Adam extends his hitting streak to 7 straight. That gets the tying run, the second go-ahead run on at first, and still only 1 out.
That's it. It's cricket number inning here, keeping the pressure on. One thing that Mike Scioscia is going to have to watch out for, the trying innings, these type of innings where they just keep getting the base hits, keep putting the pressure on. That makes it tough on a young pitcher, especially a pitcher coming back from serious elbow surgery.
Caleb Joseph got it started. Leadoff home run this inning. Here's Mancini, who was due for a breakout hit. And he'll take a ball. Well, since July 18th, most runs per game, only Kansas City has averaged more, 5.86 to the Orioles 5.83. And the Orioles ERA since July 18th, 4.11, 12th in MLB, so a little bit better than right in the middle. But again, you get the run support, Mike, it's easier to win.
Yeah, better than what they'd been doing, that's for sure. Signs of consistency in the rotation.
Eduardo Paredes is getting loose, one of the 8 right-handers in the bullpen. Not one left-hander in the group. Yeah. 2-0 on Trey. Fooled by that pitch, 2-1. That's where the hitter, he's thinking, oh, 2-0, I'm getting a fastball. Yeah. And instead he gets the off-speed pitch.
Right, so he gets him a little jumpy on that inside corner because when he's come in there with fastballs primarily. You recognize the pitch on the inner edge, and that front hip, just human nature starts to open up a little bit to try to catch up with the heater. Pulls the string on that last one.
Well, and you could see that the Angels, they know Trey Mancini will use the entire field. Mike Trout is shading well towards the right center gap, so they've seen enough of Mancini to know he is foul line to foul line, and Trout's trying to take away a ball to the gap, but that opens up left center field.
That's right.
Haney and Maldonado having trouble coming together on a sign. This is the first time in this game the Orioles have had a runner on second base. So they changed the indicator, and Haney just wanted to be sure. And 22 pitches this inning, took him 26 to get through the first 2 innings. And still only 1 down. Let's get a look at StatCast, brought to you by the Chevy Silverado and your Baltimore area Chevy dealers. Scope is the tying run, the lead runner at second. And Adam Jones, the trail runner, the go-ahead run at first. And as you see, Adam not being held. Good lead for Jones off first. 2-1 on Mancini. Another changeup. Wow.
I think that actually might have been a fastball, 90 miles an hour.
Oh, you're right.
But yeah, he's been throwing a ton of changeups. And does not have that good velocity. Reports are saying that he's been throwing 92, 93 consistently. It seems like 89, 90 right now with the heater. And just the one slider we've seen. That was a home run.
Mancini fouls it off to stay alive.
There's one at 93.
Buck and the Birds trailed by 5. It's now a 5-4 game. Right back in it. And Socha saw that big lead evaporate in a hurry. Another 2-2 pitch to Mancini. Real good take there.
Yeah, beautiful. That was a good change, good arm sell. You have to be disciplined. Mancini, boy, really fighting. And it's tough when you get 2 strikes to try to protect. You really have the full faith in the umpire back there. You trust your own strike zone, and at times if you start moving forward a little bit, that strike zone ends up getting a little bit bigger. Nice job by Mancini to hold up on that nasty change.
Got him on a 3-2 off-speed pitch. That is a huge out for Haney and 2 men down.
Doubled up with it. He's been doing that in this ball game. This one spikes it on the plate. He sees the flinch on the previous changeup. It was off the dish. You start the changeup on the plate. He gets the check swing.
2 down. The runners have to hold. You see Scope and Simmons there. The 2 friends from Curacao. They've been having a conversation ever since Jonathan got to second base. Here's Trumbo, who homered his first at bat. Chance to tie this game up with a base hit. Strike on the corner, borderline pitch. Didn't look like Trumbo agreed.
Well, it's a tough pitch to get to for anybody. Working down and away. Taking about 7 or 8 miles an hour off.
And Haney taking his time here in the dirt. Haney last pitched last Saturday at AAA Sacramento. He was pitching for the Salt Lake team. The Angels AAA team went 7 innings, allowed 1 run, and they stretched him out 94 pitches to get through the 7 innings. He made 6 minor league rehab starts, the first 3 in the rookie league in Arizona, and then he got promoted to Salt Lake. Another borderline pitch, and again Trumbo not happy.
Not liking the height of that. Or that first strike. Trumbo starting to pick it up a little bit with the 8-game hit streak.
So Trumbo behind in the count, 1-2. So that gives Scope and Simmons more time to chat. And he got him. Another off-speed pitch. But the Orioles get back in it. Big inning. Caleb Joseph leads off the inning with a home run to left. And then after a Tim Beckham single, Manny Machado to right center field to the bleachers. A 2-run shot through 3. It's a 5-4 game. Fourth inning of Orioles baseball brought to you by the all-wheel drive RAV4 Toyota. What drives you? Visit buyatoyota.com for great deals. 5-4 game as we go to the 4th. Hellickson is settling down after allowing 4 home runs through the first inning and a third. He's retired 5 consecutive batters, and Caleb Joseph, one of the 3 home runs by the Orioles. Manny has 1, a 2-run shot. Mark Trumbo has the other. So we'll see if Hellickson now can continue to shut down the Angels, get his team right back up there. Ball taken by Valbuena, who shows bunt.
Some early fireworks tonight. Man, big ball's getting out of here.
Popped them up. Gentry was deep, but he has great speed. He gets there. And 1 down. Now, C.J. Cron, one of the 4 Angels home runs here tonight. StatCast brought to you by the Hyundai Summer Clearance Event going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com. So here's the exit velocities, Mike, of all of the home runs hit in the game tonight.
Yeah, Pujols 101. That was on a knuckle curve. And how about Calhoun? 105 miles an hour on a changeup. Cron got a fastball. Cora got a fastball, 105 and 108. With the O's, 96, 99, and Machado smoking it to deep right center at 108 miles an hour.
Strike at the knees. C.J. Cron, his 8th home run in his last 16 games. So the Angels here for this very special weekend. As the Orioles celebrate the 25th anniversary of Camden Yards, the Angels were also here for 21-31 for Cal.
Oh my.
25 years this ballpark. Forever changed baseball. There's some nice new ballparks out there. We just came from one in Seattle. Safeco Field is very nice. There's a comebacker on a defensive swing. And 2 down. That's 7 in a row retired by Hellickson. Don't forget, after Sunday's game against the Angels, Kids Run the Bases, presented by Wise Markets. Watch your kids' big league dreams come true. All fans ages 4 through 14 and Mike Bordick can run the Oriole Park bases just like their favorite birds. Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. So if that mom brings Junior back on Sunday, he can run the bases. But he better lay off the nachos. You don't want to be weighted down as you run the bases. Here's Martin Maldonado. Now, when this ballpark opened April 6, 1992, the Orioles shut out Cleveland 2-0 behind Rick Sutcliffe, who pitched a 5-hit shutout. Billy Ripken and Chris Hoyles had the RBIs in that inaugural game. Paul Sorrento, who is back here with the Angels, was a big part of that as well. He had the very first hit at Oriole Park. It was a single in the top of the 2nd. He also, Sorrento, who's the Angels assistant hitting coach, was the final out of that inaugural game on a call strike 3 on an extremely generous call.
There's Paul Sorrento there. Mike Trout.
Go deep at foul. And Sorrento, Mike, the following day, April 7th, was a day off, but then April 8th, Sorrento in the 2nd inning hit the first home run in this ballpark's history. A 3-run home run off Bob Malachy. So how about that? The same player, first hit, first final out, first home run. First one player. And it wasn't even an Oriole.
Does he realize he's got that?
I don't know. We may have to go talk to him. But I don't blame him hanging out with Mike Trout. One of the coaches, you hang out with the best hitter.
Right.
Then he could say, yeah, you know, Trouty likes to hang out with me, run things by me between innings.
I helped him out a little bit.
And 2-2 the count with 2 down. And a weak ground ball cued towards Scope. Jonathan to first, and back-to-back 3-up, 3-down innings, and Jeremy Hellickson on a 10-pitch hitting has suddenly retired 8 consecutive batters. Mid-4th at Camden Yards, a 5-4 game.
Geico highlights game 1 of 3 game set against the Angels, and Trumbo gets the Orioles starting to battle back after a deficit. 365-foot drive here, and how about Caleb Joseph jumping on the first slider seen in this ball game, 361 feet away, and then it's Machado, a 2-run shot. He smokes this ball 108 miles an hour off the bat. 418 feet is where it lands, and it's a 2-run shot to get the O's. Yeah, 1 run away from the Angels here. Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. Visit geico.com to see how much you could save.
It's turned into a pleasant evening, and they're looking for more home runs.
We'll find out
how far that one go, Dad?
Yeah, how far?
How far? Here's Santander, his second big league at bat. Anthony was the only Oriole not to bat in the 4th inning. Popped up to second base. 22 years old, out of Venezuela. Last year played in the Carolina League. So last year he played against the Frederick Keys, and tonight he's playing against the Los Angeles Angels.
Yeah, pretty impressive numbers down there last season in Single A. And he challenged a little bit here.
And he gets him on a fastball. So a 3-pitch strikeout. Santander's 0 for 2. And 1 down in the Oriole 4th.
Well, sees a hole with the second strike. You see the fastball up and in. Tries to target there again. Executes well. It's 2 heaters by Santander, up and in.
Here's Caleb Joseph, who got the Orioles going in the 3rd with a leadoff home run. It's another changeup. And he's from Oklahoma City.
Another changeup. Slow, slow, slow. Keep thinking, when's he going to try to rush a fastball in there? And now with 2 strikes, you better be aware of that pitch. Maybe shorten up a little bit to protect that inside corner.
Fastball misses high, trying to get Caleb to chase. Haney 6 and 8 in his big league career. This is his 27th game and his 25th start. He's had parts of 3 big league seasons. And he gets Joseph. So back-to-back Ks. He has struck out 4 consecutive batters.
Executing pretty well here. His 2 batters. Calls for that up and in fastball again and executes. And if it doesn't work, changes the eye level, and then he can target down and away, but doesn't have to waste a pitch. Back-to-back Ks.
2 down for Gentry, and this would be a spot you might think Gentry might try to lay down a bunt and get on for Beckham. Take strike 1. Angels thinking along the same ways. You see they're pinching in at the corners. Valbuena was on the grass. Now after strike 1, he backs up a couple of steps. As Gentry stayed, he's got a 3-game hitting streak going. Joey Rickard was sent to AAA to make room for Santander, who came off the 60-day DL, but Joey will be back, no doubt about it, on September 1st. That was just a roster crunch move. Line drive and a base hit to left field. Softly hit off the end of the bat, but he lined it over the head of Valbuena. So the tying run is on with speed and Gentry, and he's got a 4-game hitting streak going.
Well, a couple good at-bats here in this ball game. First, AB lined out to left field there, staying on a nice little change-up bottom of the zone, picking up a knock and turning the lineup over.
Well, Beckham's due. I mean, he hasn't hit a home run since Wednesday. Well, he is due. Single to right field, his first at-bat, his 33rd hit as an Oriole, and his 12th of the 33 to right field. Earlier today, he received his Player of the Week award from July 31st through August 6th. His first week with the Orioles. Dan Duquette, the Orioles Executive Vice President, Baseball Operations, presenting him with the award. Oh, looks like a watch. Very nice.
Impressive. He's only raised his season average about 45 points since coming over to the Orioles. It's just hard to do about mid-season.
Well, he batted .583, 3 doubles, a triple, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs in those 6 games to earn the Player of the Week honors. Meaning the 16 games, he has 11 multi-hit games. And as I told you on the road trip, there was one game he went 2 for 4 and his average went down.
And you talked about his ability to go to right field. It just makes it so much harder for pitchers to figure out where to pitch him. Pitch him in, he's going to turn on it. Pitch him away, he's slapping it to right field with power.
And 2 down, the tying run at first. Slap foul. Well, let's put this in the historical perspective, Mike. Most hits with a team through the first 16 games. Only Kenny Lofton, when he went to Atlanta in '97, had more. He had 34. Beckham at 32. This goes back all the way to 1913. And Mike's favorite player, Wes, with the Phillies back in 1933. Although that could have been the Athletics. They were still in Philadelphia that year. So. But the Philadelphia club.
Either way, nice run by Beckham, that's for sure. Man.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner. He thought it was a ball. Beckham talking it over with Mark Ripperger.
Take a look at the Mercedes pitch cast here. 91. Borderline pitch. Well received, though, right?
Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by PNC Bank, for the achiever in you. 42-minute rain delay prior to our start tonight, but even though it's still very muggy, it's turned into a lovely Friday night. And a wild game, 5-4 game. Every run of this game has been driven in by a home run. The Angels have hit 4 home runs, including a 2-run shot from Pujols. Orioles have hit 3 home runs, including a 2-run shot from Machado. And Hellickson has settled down. He has retired 8 consecutive batters.
Got his pitch count more manageable. Expect him to much deeper into this ball game after struggling through the first couple innings.
Caleb Cowart, the number 9 batter. Look at a breaking ball for a strike. Cowart, a switch hitter, and he hit one of those 4 Angel home runs. In fact, it was the 4th, and it gave the Angels a 5-0 lead. And again, shifting on the number 9 batter. Just outside. In fact, Hellickson, after the Cowart home run, Miguel Castro got up in the Orioles bullpen. But since that home run, he's retired every batter.
He's been minimizing the mistakes.
Hellickson fields very well and gets it to first to get Cowart. He's got a Gold Glove to his credit.
Yeah, he It's a low pulse rate for sure. He does not panic at all out there on the mound. And you see a pretty good bunt here. Hellickson just takes his time, bare hand, and then you see the reset of the feet. And I think that is the most important thing. When a pitcher goes to field a ground ball, watch the little shuffle there. A little exchanging of the feet, create a little momentum to the target, and a more accurate throw. Nice play by Hellickson.
Well, Hellickson has something in common with Fernando Valenzuela, a great Dodger pitcher. They're the only two pitchers ever to both have won the Rookie of the Year and a Gold Glove. Of course, Fernando's rookie year, I don't think anybody got on. He didn't need his glove. He was such a sensation with the Dodgers out of Mexico. Ben Revere doubled and scored in the first. He is also flied out. This has been a changeup clinic here tonight with these two pitchers. Whereas Hellickson came through that Tampa Bay system. If you can't throw a changeup, you don't pitch in Tampa.
Yeah, exactly. Ability to mix them up. And, in the early going in this ball game, he was mixing up his pitches, but unfortunately, too many finding the heart of the plate. Right now, he and Caleb are on the same page, and they are just working the edges.
They mentioned that he pitched in 108 minor league games before he made his big league debut, which was August 2nd of 2010 for the Rays. He came up, made a start, went right back down. Well, that was a real close pitch. And he was talking about the frustrations of being in the minor leagues that long. I mean, think about it. He was drafted in 2005, didn't get to the big leagues till 2010. But he said now that he's older, in retrospect, thinking back to that time, it actually was beneficial because he was able to work on things. Because in the minor leagues, if you work on things and you give up some big hits, they understand why you gave them up, because you were told, and go work on the changeup, or let's work on the breaking ball today.
Right.
And he said, now that he's older and mature, looking back on that, he felt it was beneficial. Obviously he would have liked to have been in the big leagues in a couple of years, but he was a high school pitcher and he was brought along very slowly.
Yeah, you do not want to learn at the major league level. You get swept up and kill your confidence.
Gentry, a long run, gets back on it. Oh, it's over his glove for a base hit. Just over his glove. What an effort by Gentry. So there's a double by Revere, his second double in the game, and a one-out base runner for the Angels.
I think Revere surprised Gentry right there with a little bit of pop, kind of beating him deep a little bit. Gentry a little bit of a banana route, and watch how the ball gets behind him with that effort. So came off the bat hot right there. Hellickson wanted that out for sure.
So his second double, and that snaps the streak by Hellickson, who had retired 9 in a row. And that gets up Trout with a runner in scoring position. Line down the left field line, foul. And that's a big foul ball there. Trout hitless in the game. Called out on strikes in the first and lined out to right on a great diving catch by Anthony Santander. The first ball hit to him in his big league career, and he makes a diving catch. Just missed inside, so maybe Trout's words with Ripperger in the first inning after he was called out on strikes. Now he's getting that call.
Yeah. That one just a few inches off that inside corner. But, a good pitch. Why not stay in there, work that fastball in, but you better make sure you get it in off. Trout will hurt you in a hurry.
Out straight back. Now the Angels 1 for 2 with runners in scoring position. The one was the Pujols home run in the first. Orioles 0 for 2. That was both in the third inning when Mancini and Trumbo struck out back-to-back, stranding Jonathan Scope at second base. Back and forth here. Hellickson taking his time, so Trout steps out, and then when Trout gets back in, Hellickson steps off.
Yeah. Well, Caleb and Hellickson trying to get on the same page. And still having a hard time. How they're going to progress through here to set Trout up. Well, of course, at the advantage, but I understand what's been thrown and what's been thrown in this ball game and to this point to Trout. He understands. He's a student of the game. What Hellickson and Joseph are trying to do to him.
And the 1-2 bounces. Nice block by Caleb. And Revere has to hold. Jonathan Scope talks to everybody. What a nice young man.
Well, he can. He speaks like 6 languages.
Yeah. Whoever comes to second base, he can talk in their native tongue. I wonder how many Dutch-speaking players come to second base. Another one down, and Trout lays off. And he speaks what? English, Spanish, Dutch, Pamiento, which is the native language in Curacao. So had a good old time with Revere.
Everybody knows that language there, right? Yeah, it's a big smile. Yeah.
They're from 1-2 to 3-2. Hellickson being careful with Trout. Deep to left field, another hanger. Gentry is back on it, and that ball is going to go. Trout hits it out, and it's 7-4 Angels. Their 5th home run in the game, and he earned that.
Yeah. They were working, trying hard to get the right pitch, the right sequence to get Mike Trout. Changeup down and in. He stays up a little bit too much, and Trout, wow, short to it. And he gets through this change. Dangerous in there, and it better be a quality pitch. That one elevated just a little bit too much.
Miguel Castro getting loose for a 2nd time tonight. Still only 1 down. Here's Pujols. Well, what a game for Hellickson. He had 1 home run allowed total in his first 3 starts, and he's allowed 5 home runs here tonight. This one skied to right for Santander, who was over towards the gap. And he gets there for the 2nd out. And 2 down here in the 5th inning. Let's get a look at our PNC minor league report. PNC for the achiever in you, and the left-hander Chris Lee.
Yeah, moved to the bullpen, AAA Norfolk, after making 19 starts, but putting up some pretty good numbers. 5 games, 17 1/3 innings of work. Only the 1 earned run. He's had 7 walks, but 15 punch-outs. Chris Lee, the big arm, pitching to a 5.2 earned run average since moving to the pen. Maybe he found a little bit of a niche right there. Of course, maybe working on some off-speed pitches as well. Talk about the work in the minor leagues. You know, that's where you get it done, and you find out what's best for a young pitcher. It's working on stuff as a starter or going out to the bullpen. A little bit more time to kind of settle in and understand what you're doing out there.
Fastball up high to Cole Calhoun. Well, and the other thing too is, does he have 3 quality pitches to be a major league starter? Maybe that's why he's in the bullpen. If he has 2 real good ones, you get by in the bullpen with that.
There you go.
Center field, that's going to fall for a base hit. And Calhoun has 2 hits on the night. And that's going to do it for Jeremy Hellickson. Here's Buck after the base hit by Calhoun with 2 down in this 5th inning. So rough night for Jeremy Hellickson, who will exit on the short end of a 7-4 game. Castro comes on for the O's in the 5th.
4 2/3, gave up 8 hits, but 5 of them home runs, counting for 7 earned runs, no walks, only a couple punch outs, 84 pitches thrown, and now it's time for the Jiffy Lube pitching change. Jiffy Lube stores now do brake services. Stop in and let Jiffy Lube perform a free brake inspection today. Well, Miguel Castro coming out of the O's bullpen. This will be his 27th appearance out of the pen for the O's. 3.35 earned run average, 19 punch outs, got 10 walks in his time out in the bullpen. A .230 opponent batting average and 6 home runs given up. Hit around a little bit on the last road trip. See, the inherited runner stranded can get a little bit better. First batter at .238. Castro, when he's on, boy, is he tough. Rushed that fastball up there in the high 90s. Got that slinging arm slot, slider and change to go along with it.
Andrelton Simmons, he is grounded out twice. Calhoun back to the base. Simmons now just 3 for his last 24, but he is 9th in the league in base hits. Castro's last 3 appearances on the road trip, he allowed runs in all 3 games. He pitched 2 innings against the Angels in the finale in the day game on August 9th. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits in the 2 innings. Then in the Saturday game in Oakland, he allowed 2 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. And then Monday in Seattle, he allowed 1 run in 2 innings on a home run. Nelson Cruz hit a solo home run off him, and it was a no doubt about her. And he's facing Simmons with 2 down. And Calhoun at first. Center field for Adam Jones. He's got it, and the inning ends. But the Angels add to the lead. Trout's 2-run home run gives the Angels a 7-4 advantage. Athletics, Oakland's only trip here to Camden Yards. Game times for Monday and Tuesday, 7:05, and then Wednesday you can enjoy an afternoon matinee with your family and friends. It all gets underway at 3:05, and tickets start as low as $15. So get your tickets now, Orioles.com or 888-848-BIRD. Nice crowd on hand on this fireworks night on this Friday night.
Hoping the Orioles can get some more fireworks up there. Able to answer back after a little deficit early.
Look at that cutie.
Well, she wants to see another Machado
Orange
home.
bow. Yeah, I want to hang out on Daddy's lap tonight. You know, I heard a rumor that fathers spoil their daughters. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, you know best.
Let's see. My only girl was my youngest. Yeah, I think you're right. is my youngest. Manny's 24th, his last at bat, got the Orioles within a run. They're now down by 3 once again. Left center field. Did he do it again? That ball is back, and that ball is gone. Manny Machado, his third multi-home run game of the year. And it's 7-5.
Manny is locking in. He's not committing to the baseball until he recognized it. That one a changeup up in the zone, but boy, the body was right. 4 miles an hour off the bat. So a little bit closer.
And what a night for our Maryland lottery contestant of the game, Francis Swall of Greenbelt, another $500. Fourth home run hit tonight. Well, the truth is, this is not a night to pitch at Camden Yards.
Well, look at the location there. Wanted it down and away. It gets elevated. It's a changeup. Catches it out in front. Now, that last at bat, he hit a home run to deep right center. It was about the same spot, only it was a fastball. Catching the changeup out in front.
Got a piece of Maldonado. Well, the humidity at first pitch was 89%. And you certainly know, having played there all those years, when it gets muggy here, the ball flies. And we're seeing it fly here tonight. 5 home runs by the Angels, 4 by the Orioles. And let's hope Maldonado's okay.
Oh, gotten up underneath. Right off the collarbone.
Even with the padding, it still hurts. Team Maldonado, the #1 catcher on the Angels team. So Manny with a 2 home run game. He now has 25, 1 behind Scope for the team lead. Machado now 7 home runs, 30 RBIs since the break.
Trying to move the feet there, rush him off the plate. You got to believe he's going to go soft away here, but he has doubled up inside.
I think that got a piece of Maldonado again, maybe off his glove.
He's starting to lay a couple pitches up about belt high.
There's Paredes up for a second time. He was up in the 3rd inning and then sat down. Right center field. That chases Calhoun, and he gets back to it. So Scope is retired, 1 down in the 5th. Orioles fans, when the O's score 5 runs or more, you get 50% off regular menu price online orders at papajohns.com with the promo code Orioles5. Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's. Here's Adam Jones. Adam 1 out of 2. He singled in the 3rd inning to extend his hitting streak to 7 straight games. There are a total of 15 hits in this game, and 9 of them are home runs. 38th time the Angels have had a 5 home run game. Last time was September 3rd of last year. Jones to center field. Trout is right there, and he's got it for the 2nd out. And of course, the Orioles, it's their 48th multi-homer game. And this is the 11th time this year they've hit 4 home runs in a game. Their season high is 5, which they've done 3 times. Here's Mancini. Borderline pitch and a called strike.
Good pitcher's pitch right there. And making A few mistakes, leaving a few pitches up in the zone here.
Right field, but it hangs up for Calhoun, and he's got it. So Haney gets through the 5th inning, so he can qualify for a win. But Manny Machado getting the O's a little bit closer as he goes deep for a 2nd time. His 3rd multi-home run game of the year makes it a 2-run game. Community hero is Lynn Coughlin. Lynn started the nonprofit Catch a Lift in honor of her late brother, who was killed in action in Afghanistan back in 2009 while serving in the U.S. Army. Since 2011, Catch a Lift has helped thousands of wounded veterans, provides them with gym memberships or in-home gym equipment to help them regain their physical and their mental health. We thank Lynn Coughlin for her commitment to healing the minds, changing the bodies, and saving the lives of wounded veterans. What a nice gesture.
Sure is. Getting back, obviously, in the family there as well.
Valbuena takes a strike as Castro stays on. It's a bye. I'm 0-2.
It's about putting up zeros now. So it looks like this Oriole offense is going to keep battling back. It's going to keep the Angels at bay.
That's a chopper into the shift. Beckham charges to play the hop, and an easy play to get Valbuena. And one down here in the 6th inning. Well, caption this. Check out @MASSAN_Orioles on Instagram and provide your best caption for this photo. One lucky commenter will win a meet and greet with Chris Davis from the Green Turtle. Follow @MASSAN_Orioles on Instagram for more. Watch every O's game with us. The Green Turtle Sports Bar and Grill. Hang local. Caption that photo, Mike. Cam Bedrosian now getting loose. So it looks like the season debut of Andrew Haney will come to an end. There's a strike on the appeal. Cron homered in the 2nd and hit a comebacker in the 4th inning. There's that slider he's working on.
Boy, that was a nasty pitch. Back-to-back sliders, well located down and away.
Just got a piece.
There you go. Why bother throwing anything else? He's already shown he's going to swing at it. I'd say move it off there a little bit more.
C.J. Cron, another of the first-round picks on this Angels roster. And he got him. How about that, Mike? 3 in a row.
Oh, beautiful. And nice job sticking with it. You know, why try anything else? He's already shown a couple times he's going to swing at that pitch. And nice execution, not leaving it on the plate, making it look like it's going to be a strike though on the outside corner. So many hitters have to gear up to catch up to that 97, 98 he's got in his back pocket.
2 down. And that one got a piece of the umpire, I think, after it popped out of the glove.
Oh, that's when a catcher feels bad. You know, Caleb's doing some apologizing right there. Here comes the 98. How about that movement? Tipping off the glove and right off the forehead.
Oh, yeah. The last thing Caleb wanted to hear there was clang.
Right.
So Ripperger appears to be okay. He smiled when Caleb almost certainly apologized to him. Maldonado has flied out and he has grounded out. See, the Angels have added the patch for Don Baylor on their uniform since the Orioles were in Anaheim. Don Baylor passed away while the Orioles were there. And so he was a big part of their teams in the late 70s after he signed there as a free agent. Well, Castro's retired all 3 batters he's faced, and as Mike pointed out, his job is to keep this game as is, get the Orioles back up there. Now back within 2 runs.
Man, he's so valuable and has been. I mean, once he started settling in, feeling more comfortable out there, he's eating up some big innings.
Manny will glove. And a 3-up, 3-down inning. So 4 in a row retired by Castro. Mid-6, Birds come to bat, down by 2. Baseball on Masson is brought to you by the University of Maryland Medical System. Be part of something greater. And by visitannapolis.org. Create your moment at visitannapolis.org. We head to the bottom of the 6th inning, and the night Mike is done for Andrew Haney in his season debut.
Yeah, 5 innings. His last start came, back on April 5th, 2016. Gave up the 5 earned runs here in this ball game. Orioles able to hit 4 long balls, sneak back into the ball game. Angels got to head to the bullpen. Cam Bedrosian coming out. This will be his 30th appearance. And you see the numbers on the year. 3-5-4, 36 punch outs in 28 innings of work. Only the 9 walks. Pretty good fastball slider combination, holding opponents down to that 229 overall batting average. Only giving up the 2 home runs as well. First batter just 185. And fastball is only 92 to 94, but he gets some pretty good cut finish on the fastball. And he's got a good slider, good power with late finish.
Bedrosian, another former first-round pick, drafted at 2010 in the first round out of high school. He's from Sharpsburg, Georgia. This is his dad, Steve Bedrosian. Had a lot of success in the big leagues, including leading the National League in saves in 1987 with 40. 14 years his dad pitched in the big leagues. So he's on the protected 2-run lead. Mark Trumbo leads off for the Birds. Fastball's upstairs. Cameron Bedrosian. He has 6 saves. Picked up save number 6 on Wednesday, the day game against the Nats. They split that 2-game series with the Nationals. Santander waiting to face him next. Santander, first 2 at-bats in the bigs as a right-handed batter. He'll bat left-handed against Bedrosian.
Yeah, probably still just trying to calm the nerves down a little bit. Nice diving play out there in right field.
Shallow right center. Calhoun will take charge. He has it for the out and 1 down. Well, fans, next Friday, August 25th, you can join the O's Zone Rally team presented by Budweiser from 6 until 8 p.m. at the Valley Inn in Lutherville, Timonium. Special guests include former Orioles outfielder Al Bumbry. The Bee will be there with the Oriole Bird. For complete schedule and rally info, go to Orioles.com/rallies.
Waiting on a foul ball.
That's a big glove.
Got to go out in the left field seats when the home runs are landing.
And Tanner swings through a fastball 0-1. Love to see this young man get a base hit in his big league debut. I heard he was raking off you yesterday.
Oh yeah, he was raking in Double-A too.
Falls behind 0-2. It's a big jump for a Rule 5 player, just 22 years old, especially because he spent so much time rehabbing in Sarasota. Pulls it foul.
Yeah, backswing caught Maldonado.
He's having a rough night.
He sure is. Trying to slide over there and potentially block the slider. Santander taking the slider away here. You see him kind of sliding over and the backswing. Catch him right on the back.
He says he's okay. He's looking up at Santander saying, come on, man. I get hit with foul balls. Now you hit me with the bat. And 0-2 on Santander. And he got him. Came with a breaking ball, and Santander overmatched on that at bat.
Yeah, pretty nasty slider right there. Right over the top. And finishes strong down and in. And Santander in swing mode on both sides of the plate. Getting out in front. That's some pretty good movement on that slider.
0 for 3 in his debut. Here's Caleb Joseph, one of the home run hitters in this game. There have been 9 home runs combined, 5 by the Angels, 4 by the O's. And that ties for the second most in a single game combined this year. Dodgers at Mets August 5th combined for 9. Astros at Twins May 31st combined for 9. Mets at Nationals April 30th combined for 9. And the most, Milwaukee at Washington on July 27th, combining for 10, and the Nationals hit 8 of the 10 in that game. Caleb, one of the 4 by the Orioles. Trumbo has 1. Manny has 2. Right center field. Trout hustling over. Instead, it's Calhoun who had the better angle, and he's got it for the out. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 down in the 6th. Friday night at Camden Yards, 7-5 game. And if you like the long ball, this was your night. Every run, all 12, driven in on 9 combined home runs. 5 by Los Angeles and 4 by your Orioles. And Castro going to work for a second full inning. Got the final out of the 5th, taking over for Jeremy Hellickson, and then a 3 up, 3 down 6th. There is Blake Parker getting loose in the Angels bullpen. One of the 8 righty relievers that Mike Scioscia has at his disposal. Here's Caleb Cowart, the number 9 batter. Second time this year he's been with the big club. First round pick in 2010. He said 3 partial big league seasons. And it's bounced to Mancini. Trey will go to the bag himself. And one away in the Angels' 7th inning. This copyrighted telecast presented by Authority of the Orioles. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Orioles. And that young lady enthusiastic on this Friday night. They want the fireworks. And they've been getting them 9 times.
Yeah. It's been fun to watch. The Orioles need a couple more, though.
There's Ben Revere. Castro facing Revere, who started 2 rallies with doubles, 1 in the 1st and 1 in the 5th. Rounded foul.
It'll be important to keep him off the bases. Pretty good speed. Obviously a couple doubles in this ball game with 17 stolen bases. Of course, at the end of this ball game here, 7th, 8th, and 9th, I'm looking for tack-on runs.
One and two. Can't get around on the fastball.
Yeah, a little extra life up there, 98 miles an hour. And pushing away from Revere as well. Try with the change right there.
Look at that. The breeze now blowing the other direction, as if the hitters needed help tonight.
Yeah.
The muggy air. Fastball misses upstairs, ball 3. Revere has seen Castro only once. He's 0 for 1 against him. Another youngster at 22. Back out of play. We have a 22-year-old on the mound and a 22-year-old in right field tonight for the O's.
Yeah, there's some young talent on the field for sure. And I've been talking about Machado and Scope, who are still very young, you know, and even Mike Trout out in center field, the Angels. And some young superstars.
He's old. He's 26. Trout on deck. And Jonathan's 25. Manny's now 25. Mancini's 25. (3-2) is lined at a base hit past Scope. So Revere wins that battle. And a 1-out base hit. Fans, RBI Baseball 2017 is out now for Xbox One, PS4, iOS, and Android. Enjoy fast-paced pick-up-and-play MLB action packed with all your favorite MLB teams, your players, ballparks, and much more. Your breakout MLB season is here. You better come ready to play. Learn more at rbigame.com. Toss to first to chase Revere back, and in the Oriole bullpen there's Richard Blyer who gets up. Trout looks at a fastball for a strike.
And Trout may be thinking Revere trying to get out in scoring position for him. Give him a pitch or two maybe to run on.
Went right at him. 0-2.
Not his best fastball, 92 miles an hour. Hit it if you can. Let's see, gut ball right down the middle.
Bounce towards third. Manny. Scope out there, and on the exchange he dropped it. Jonathan knew he had to hurry with Trout running, and he dropped the ball. Mike Scioscia is going to take a look at this to make sure that Jonathan did have the ball.
Yeah, good feed right there for Manny Machado, and Jonathan just trying to be a little too quick. Take a look, chest high.
Yeah, he had it.
And the transfer does not go into the hand. It's tough. It's tough because Jonathan likes to just redirect. He doesn't typically catch the baseball. He just kind of pushes it into his hand.
Well, the Angels are going to challenge in that replay we just saw. They may get this overturned. Jonathan, of course, very quick with his hands, but the one angle looked like it stuck in his glove, but the second one looked like he never had it.
All right.
And again, with Trout running, you're probably not going to turn 2 anyway.
I think that's why Jonathan got a little bit too quick here. Forgot the most important thing: catch the baseball. Just forgot one thing. See Manny with the good feed. He has been accurate all year long with this feed. Right where Jonathan likes it. I think that little circle.
From that angle, especially in slow motion,
yeah,
like it was in there long enough.
Right.
And Tom Hallion on the left is the crew chief, and Chad Whitson on the right is the umpire who made the call.
Boy, this would be a tough break if the Orioles don't get this out at second base.
And it came to a conclusion very quickly. And he's safe. So Revere will go back, and that'll be an error. It'll be an error on Scope on dropping the ball.
Yeah, for years, second baseman is just taught more to redirect the baseball, but you got to make sure your hand's right in there close so you can at least have control over that type of play. And Jonathan, one of the best in the game at redirecting, getting it into his throwing hand right there. Just didn't hit the glove in the right spot.
So that gets Pujols up with 2 on and 1 out. Breaking ball for a strike. Pujols a 2-run home run in the first inning at the time gave the Angels a 2-0 lead. They now lead at 7-5. Revere and Trout, 2 very good base runners with speed, and you see Trout not being held. Rolls over on that. 0-2. Pretty interesting the point you made when Trout was up on the 92-mile-an-hour fastball. It's pretty interesting that Castro gets it up as high as 98, but yet oftentimes he's in the low 90s with the fastball.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if he does that with grip or.
Well, I know some pitchers, Kevin Gausman included, take a little off.
That deflects right to Beckham, to Scope, and back to first for a double play. How about that? Castro helping his cause, and he was fortunate. It deflected right to Beckham, who starts the 1 to 6 to 4 to 3 inning-ending double play. By the Hyundai Summer Clearance Event. It's going on now at your Hyundai dealer. Visit buyhyundai.com today. A good game, especially if you like home runs. 9 of them combined, 7-5 game. Jim Hunter and Mike Bordick in the booth. And don't forget tomorrow, the big celebration, 25th anniversary of Oriole Park, the ballpark that changed baseball. And here's the replica Oriole Park ballpark that fans will get tomorrow coming to the game. And there's going to be a lot of former Orioles here, members of that 1992 team. The big luncheon held today at the warehouse, and some big-time names that are back in town, including that guy.
You got it. Cal's in town. Of course, Buck came to luncheon today, but yeah, a lot of great names from the past. Sutcliffe obviously threw that game. Now, when the park opened up, Brady Anderson, Joe Orsulak, I mean, a number of the great Orioles from the past. They're going to have a home run derby tomorrow, I think, as well. So that'll be fun watching those guys go at it. And hopefully they don't have to spend some time in the training room, you know. It's nice to see the home runs getting hit tonight, though, and nice to at least hopefully the Orioles hit a couple more in this ball game. But it's been a nice offensive explosion for the O's. Just have to put some more zeros up on the board and hopefully finish this game strong.
Yeah, the Orioles fell behind 5-0 in the second inning. They also trailed 7-4, but it's a 2-run game as they come up here in the 7th inning. And Bedrosian goes just 1 scoreless inning, and here's Blake Parker to take off over here in the 7th inning.
2.39 earned run average with 3-pitch mix. Got a great split finger, though. That is his bread and butter.
Gentry off the end of the bat. Revere in left field. And 1 pitch, 1 down.
Take a look at the rest of Parker's numbers here. Opponent's hitting just 183 overall. Gets the ground balls that work in the bottom of the zone. Only 4 home runs given up. Pretty impressive numbers on the year.
And Parker, part of a bullpen with the Angels that is 4th, as Blyer still getting loose. 4th in the American League at 3.83 ERA. And the Angels bullpen has allowed just 2 runs in the last 5 games. Beckham takes ball 1. 7 in a row have been retired by the Angels since Manny's home run. Beckham 1 out of 2. His hitting streak now at 4, and he has hits in 16 of his 17 games as an Oriole. Borderline pitch called to strike on the outside corner. Angels do a good job of hitting the edges.
Oh, yeah.
They've had so many calls tonight. The pitch right on the corner, maybe half a baseball off, which, as Jim Palmer always reminds us, is a strike.
Right. Well, watching this ball game, you see what happens with mistakes. Seems like every pitch that's left in the middle, just catching most of the plate. He's getting hit hard. The pitcher's taught to work the edges, and the best ones can work all 4 quadrants. Top of the zone, bottom, in and out with all their pitches.
1 and 2 on Tim Beckham. Slow roller towards short. Simmons waits on it and gets Beckham for the second out. Well, Manny Machado has had a big game. Let's get a look at our Lexus of 1,000 drives of the game, both off the bat of Machado.
2-run shot. Going the opposite way, right center field on a fastball on the outside corner, and the second home run, a changeup on the outside corner, and he catches it out front to pull that one.
Lexus of Towson, the area's #1 volume Lexus dealer for 7 straight years. Come see why at lexusoftowson.com. Well, does Manny have a 3 home run game in him? A 2 for 3 night, so he's extended his hitting streak to 7 straight. He now has 32 multi-hit games. He now has 16 multi-RBI games, and he now has 3 multi-home run games. And he's adding to each category here in 1 game. Batting here with 2 outs and the base is empty. Right field. That chases Calhoun back, and in front of the scoreboard he makes the catch. So the Orioles go 3 up, 3 out for a second consecutive inning. Angels with the lead. Eighth, and all the scoring in this game against the two starters. And here is Richard Blyer to come out with two lefties due up this inning.
Now Blyer had a tough road trip as well, pushing that earned run average up just a little bit, but still pretty awesome at 194. See, holding opponents to a 272 batting average, and he can get his ground balls. Yeah, nice two-seamer at the bottom of the zone. Change up, he'll play off that. First batter's having a hard time. Just 167. Important to get the first out here.
Blyer worked on Wednesday in Seattle. He'll go to work on Cole Calhoun, Simmons on deck, and then Valbuena. Calhoun with a home run in the first inning. He also has a single. Blyer has allowed 3 runs in his last 2 appearances, all by home run. Matt Joyce, a 2-run shot in Oakland last Sunday, and then on Wednesday in Seattle, a solo shot by Leonis Martin, which ended up being a very big add-on run as the Orioles rallied and lost by a run. Check swing, and he went. 1-1 the count. Petit is now getting loose. And Mr. O'Day for the O's. Jeremy Hellick's in charge with 7 earned runs in 4 2/3. Here's a Baltimore chop to Beckham. Plays that perfectly as he charges to play the hop to get Calhoun. And Andrew Haney, the starter for the Angels, 5 earned runs in 5 innings.
A nice play right here by Tim Beckham. Very tough. Now on the other side of the infield. Used to the look obviously from shortstop here recently. And has played some second base. Make sure he catches that baseball. And on that type of play, you see a lot of drops because infielders try to be too quick. Beckham making sure catch the ball first. Nice clean transfer to get the first out.
Andrelton Simmons is 0 for 3. Chopper towards Manny. 2 quick outs.
Continues to get that ground ball rate. Keep it at a high level. Choppers on the 2-seamer at the bottom of the zone.
Nice crowd on hand on this Friday night for fireworks night. First game of the 6-game homestand. And it's nice that the Orioles are going to be able to settle in a little bit. 16 of the next 19 games are right here. Next weekend they'll be in Boston for a 3-game series, but then come right back. Luis Valbuena is hitless. Nice job by Miguel Castro. 2 1/3 scoreless. Yeah, this is certainly a tough night to pitch with the humidity way up there. Ball has been flying tonight. 9 home runs combined.
Making a couple good pitches there. Not getting rewarded at all.
And the chopper foul, so 2-2 on the batter, Valbuena.
Buck and John checking over some matchups, potential matchups here. Like you said, only right-handers down in the Angel bullpen.
And the breeze picking up again. Maybe just in time for the Orioles bottom of the 8th.
Yeah.
3-2 on Valbuena, and he lost it. There's a 2-out walk.
Good AB right there. Laying off some tough Blyer pitches.
So that'll do it for Blyer, who's brought on the face of the 2 lefties. You got Calhoun, then got Simmons, but Valbuena reaches, so O'Day will come on. 2 outs, a man on in the 8th. Limited baseball break brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, let's look around the AL East. Cubs beat the Blue Jays 7-4. Cubs had 4 run-scoring singles, and Jake Arrieta's 7th consecutive quality start. How about the Yankees and Red Sox? That showdown. New York leads at 6-3 in the 7th. Todd Frazier 2 for 3, including a home run. Red Sox have won 12 of 14 since the deadline, but Drew Pomeranz, their starter, left that game in the 4th inning with back spasms. And Seattle wins again, defeating Tampa Bay, the opener of that series, 6 for 12 with runners in scoring position for the Mariners. Tampa Bay went 0 for 6. Nelson Cruz, another big night, home run and 2 more RBIs. So Cruz now at 98 ribbies, and Tampa Bay has lost 3 in a row and 9 of 11.
Man, take a look at Darren O'Day, 47th appearance for the O's, 4.30 earned run average. And opponents down to that 195 batting average. And righty's just 212. And how about inherited runner stranded? Good number at 80%. First batter just 175.
Well, facing C.J. Cron with 2 outs and a man on. Foul ball. And the man on is Cliff Pennington, who was pinch running for Luis Valbuena, who drew the 2-out walk. Cron homered leading off the second. He has seen O'Day only twice. 0 for 2 in their head-to-heads. O'Day trying to keep this a 2-run game. Orioles have Scope, Jones, and Mancini with Trumbo on the hole due in the 8th. Pennington chase back.
Castro had him fishing on sliders away. O'Day starts him off with a little slider that catches the plate. Cron trying to ambush him. See if he starts pushing the slider off that edge like Castro did.
Another throw to first. Well, among the many reasons why the Angels have been on a surge, the highest percentage of runs scored in the 7th inning or later. 38.3% of the Angels' runs on the year have come in the final 3 innings. And ironically, they have not scored yet tonight in either the 7th or the 8th. It was bullpen holding them down.
Yeah, they're one of the best at coming back.
Pennington was going to go, and O'Day was still in his hold, so he stopped. And O'Day delivered to the plate. Darren last worked on Tuesday in Seattle, an inning and a third scoreless. Borderline strike call. O'Day has really been pitching well. He's allowed just 1 run total in his last 7 appearances. And he gets ahead of Cron with Pennington on at first. Who just got a piece.
Yeah, nice try right there. I mean, he can expand with the best of them. Darren O'Day, good feel for the slider. Just showing enough on the plate. Look how far it works off. Almost a foot off that outside corner. Getting Cron to reach and just off the end of the bat. There's some opportunities here. Continue to work that slider away or even the top of the zone. Always an effective pitch for O'Day.
Pennington, a lot of attention. He's 3 out of 4 in stolen base attempts. As the Angels lead the American League in steals, they have 104 stolen bases as a club. And Pennington runs, and it's lined into left field for a base hit. Pennington going to third. Gentry's throw not in time. So Cron with a base hit, and the Angels have first and third and 2 down.
O'Day keeping that slider on the plate. Maybe kind of rushing a little bit, knowing that Pennington was on the move. And made a mistake. Fortunately, just a single. You can see runners on the corners right now. O'Day trying to get this third out. Caleb Joseph out in front, giving the signals to the infield, letting them know whether or not he's throwing through here in this situation. So defensively, and Buck Showalter thinking, okay, if Cron starts running at first base, if it looks like he's stealing, then it looks like the situation would be they're trying to steal home. So slow runner at first, better runner at third base. A good opportunity potentially to steal home.
Maldonado swings through it. On these back-to-back base runners with 2 men down ensures that Mike Trout gets at least 1 more at bat. Cron bluff going at first and then stopped. Pennington at third. That's a big insurance run. And Cron at first. Orioles trailing by a couple here in the 8th. And Caleb again out in front of the plate. These plays are called by John Russell. So Caleb looks to the bench. John relays the sign. John puts on the throwovers and the pickoffs. And as Mike just talked about, whether or not Caleb would throw through to second base if Cron took off.
Yeah, you would think Cron would be stopping out there. So I'd anticipate Caleb either not throwing or coming up throwing a third.
Well, he may go now with 2 strikes. Again looking over to John Russell. There's Pennington at third. And Crone being held by Mancini at first. 1 and 2. And Martin Maldonado. Doesn't chase. 2 and 2. Crone goes, and a swing and a miss. He got him. Maldonado down on strikes, and O'Day gets the O's out of a jam. A walk, a hit, 2 left. Mid-8th. Birds getting set to bat, down by 2. Join us tomorrow. More O's actions. Game 2 of this 3-game series. Our coverage on MASN begins at 6:30 with O's Extra presented by Southwest. Then game coverage at 7 o'clock on both MASN and WJZ. We've got all the access you need right here on MASN.
And take a look. JC Ramirez, one of the hotter pitchers in the rotation. Of course, the 10 wins, but 6 innings in 6 of his last 7 starts. He'll be taking on Kevin Gausman, looking for his 10th win of the season. Of course, pitching much better since the All-Star break. Should be a big-time matchup tomorrow. And now the Orioles looking to try to put a crooked number or 2 up here against Petit. And take a look. 3 wins on the year, 2.36 earned run average, 75 punch-outs. Will surprise you too, because he doesn't have the big fastball, more the finesse type pitcher. First batter, only 125.
Well, the Orioles down by 2, heart of the lineup here, 3, 4, and 5 against Yusmeiro Petit. Pennington pinch ran for Valbuena, stays in the game at second base, and that moves Caleb Cowart from second to third. Versatile player.
Yeah. Well, you better be versatile nowadays. It doesn't seem like infielders have one spot with all the shifts.
Jonathan trying to time that off-speed pitch, swung through it. 9 in a row retired by the Angels. Haney retired the first 3 he faced in the 5th. Bedrosian had a 3-up, 3-down 6th. Parker had a 3-up, 3-down 7th. Weak pop-up. And Pennington takes charge, and he's got it 1 down. Stoke retired. He's 0 for 4, 1 down. So Adam Jones now, who is 1 out of 3. One came in the 3rd inning, a single to extend his hitting streak to 7 straight games. Orioles have hit 4 home runs in this game, now 48 multi-homer games.
It'd be nice to see him string together some base hits, put a little pressure on the defense. The hard part sometimes, you get off to a good start, you hit some home runs, and all of a sudden the back shoulder starts dropping a little bit, the front hip starts leaving. Everybody in the lineup thinks they're going to hit a home run. Next pitch, stick with the game plan, use the whole field, pick up your knocks.
Ground ball. Pennington knocked it down, but Jones is going to reach. So Adam going against the shift. Pennington was up the middle, and he is on with 1 down.
There you go. Nice swing by Adam Jones, staying on a pitch down and away, and driving it the other way. Pretty sound approach. A little too hot. Nice effort by Pennington. That ball gets behind him. Take a little luck and hit hard enough and returns that glove over. See that? Cuts a pinky finger and just flips it over. Not letting it stick in there.
As hard as that ball was hit, that might have gotten through for an extra base hit. Trey Mancini's hitless tonight. 2 for his last 18. Britton getting loose. That's a good take.
Yeah. Oh, I'd like to see him a little less jumpy there, though. Hard slider down and away. Petit's going to stay away. Very rarely is he going to challenge anybody on that inner third, maybe just for a show. He likes to feed off aggressiveness of hitters, so he'll keep working that outside corner.
Right field. It's playable for Calhoun. And 2 down as Mancini skies out. Well, in this game, the Orioles have 4 home runs. And they have 4 singles. As Adam has singled here to get on in the 8th, and that gets Mark Trumbo to the plate representing the tying run. And what's interesting about Trumbo this year, of course, last year led the American League in home runs. He does not yet have a multi-home run game. And if he homers here, it would not only tie the game, it would be his first multi-home run game of the year.
Well, he's due for one.
Yep. Breaking ball for a strike. That's a good take, though.
Trumbo looking for the one mistake. Up and out over. He's not going to purposely give him anything like that. So maybe he just gets a little too quick with his delivery. Maybe the fastball backs up over the plate.
Trumbo last year had 5 multi-home run games. His last, July 6th of last year in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. Very close pitch. So from 5 multi-home run games, still looking for his first this year.
You see on the pitch cast, just staying away from Trumbo. I would really be surprised if anything gets on that inner third.
Line foul right over the head of Wayne Kirby.
The hanger, though, he made a mistake. Take a look. Slider's supposed to be down and away, and this one stays in the middle. That might have been the cookie. One opportunity.
Ismael Petit from Venezuela. He's a veteran. He's 32. 2-2 on Trumbo with Santander on deck. Ground ball to third. Fielded there by Cowart. And he gets it to second to force Adam Jones. So that'll do it. Base hit, a man left through 8. 7-5 Angels. Orioles baseball on Masson is brought to you by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. 7-5 game as we go to the 9th. Opening game of this 3-game series. Angels came in hot and they have the lead. Angels have won 7 of 8 to improve to 11-4 in August. Darren O'Day and the Orioles have gone 8-8 in August. Here's Caleb Cowart, the number 9 batter, home run in 3 trips. Revere and Trout to follow. Ground ball, base hit the other way against the shift. Manny was wide of the bag. They're playing him the pull. Manny wide of the bag, and he hit it right down the line.
Yeah, got that fastball in the outside corner. And instead of trying to hook it, a home run just stays through it, slapping it down that left field or third base line. Yeah, pretty impressive swing there.
So O'Day has allowed a couple of hits. Let's see if Mike Scioscia plays for an insurance run here. Will he ask Revere to bunt to get Trout up with a man at second? If he does that, though, the Orioles may walk Trout. O'Day, the 4th Orioles pitcher used. Hellickson, Castro, Blyer, and now O'Day. Foul down the line, so no sign of bunting there. Now he's down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Well, nice advantage here for Darren O'Day, and now basically work it to hit the pitch he wants him to hit. Ideally, it'd be a nice ground ball. He's going to roll one over. Even though Revere has some pretty good speed, this Oriole infield's got some pretty good arms.
No balls and 2 strikes on Revere. Runner goes, pitches high, throw is perfect. He is out. What a throw by Caleb, and the slap tag by Tim Beckham.
Nicely done, and it got botched on the get-go. His cohort, he made a false step, and then he stopped and couldn't get the speed going again. And nice throw by Caleb Joseph on the money there, and Beckham getting the nose right in there, making sure of that out. Well done.
It's one of his better tags for Beckham since coming here.
All right. Yeah, that's a work in progress for sure. Trying to get him to straddle the base.
They slapped his hand into his glove after that foul ball. That's the swing and miss pitch. And Rivera was able to just get a piece to stay alive.
Yeah, riding that slider up and in.
Well, 1-2 with one out, nobody on now after the caught stealing.
Darren's done a nice job this year controlling the lefties and the batting average down. So much of it has to do with the command of that slider. Pinpointed on the outside corner. Manipulate the break on it as well.
There's a weak ground ball to Mancini. He'll take it himself. No hesitation there. He thought better. Well, should I flip? No, I'll take it.
I don't think he thought he had it in his glove, to be honest with you. That ball had a little spin on it. We'll take a look. The slider works in on the hands. Mancini able to corral it. When he left, he didn't think he had the ball in his glove. Wait. Oh, I got it. There you go.
Bobby Dickerson will like that. Sticking with it.
Right.
So here is Trout. And right now is the difference in this game with his 5th inning home run. Ooh. He got away from Darren O'Day and hits Trout. So he'll head down to first base. 5th time he's been plunked this year. He's going to put on that protective guard to protect the hand that he had the surgery.
Now sliding into a base. Tearing that ligament off.
But Pujols' 2-run home run in 4 trips. That came in the 1st inning, got the Angels going. 5 home runs by the Angels in this game, all off Jeremy Hellickson. And again, as Mike was talking about for Jeremy, he had allowed just 1 home run total in 3 starts, so very uncharacteristic.
Yeah, it just seemed like a few of the pitches he'd been so good at making were just making mistakes in the middle of the plate, and they weren't missing early on.
And on this muggy night, the ball traveling. Trout runs. Caleb's throw, the tag, he is safe. Chad Woodson with a little delay there. Jonathan with the sweep tag trying to get him.
Caleb, nice quick release. See Trout with that head first dive. Ooh, he might have got him. Nice play by Beckham, actually, or Scope taking the pick and catching a piece of the pants. Yeah.
He may as well challenge it. It's the 9th inning.
Absolutely. Yeah, nice play by Jonathan. That's where you take that throw if it's leaking up the line. Step out in front.
Jonathan telling Trout whether he thought he got him or not. Orioles will challenge this. It looked like the glove did make contact with the pant leg.
Yeah. Might have got him up top too. Oh yeah, he got him.
Just ever so slightly. If he wore tighter pants, he'd be safe.
A real good play here. Nice scope. Making that pick, going up the line. Good concentration. Keep it on the player as well.
Well, with Hardy on the DL, Jonathan, without a doubt, the best tagger out there. He and JJ are so good at it. This looks like a quick review. And he's out. They got him. So Trout is out, and that will end the inning. So 2 caught stealings in the inning as Caleb gets Cowart, and now he gets Trout. So off we go. Bottom of the ninth coming up. Buckle up. Birds down by 2. The ninth, last chance for the O's. They need 1 on to get the tying run to the plate, 2 on to get the winning run to the plate. And Petit stays on. He'll face Anthony Santander in his big league debut to lead it off. This would be a very nice spot for his first big league hit to get that tying run to the plate.
Yeah, just a hit. That's all you need.
Check swing, and it's low. Got a pitch to drive, but he was out in front. He's up at the club level. Up with John Russell on the bench. Takes it right there at the knees.
Just got to go to battle and find a way.
It's a gutsy take in your first big league game.
Well, Petit's going to make him work out there. He's going to see how much confidence he has in his recognizing his own strike zone. He's going to work the edge and stay off that outside corner.
Oh, that sounded good off the bat, but again, a little bit out in front.
Yeah, a little anxious maybe in his first game.
You can see the talent there. It's
I don't know.
104 miles an hour off the bat on that line drive foul. So he had 2 at-bats right-handed, now 2 left-handed. Line drive, and there's a base hit for Santander, his first big league hit. And that gets the tying run to the plate. Anthony Santander with a base hit. And the baseball comes to the bench. And Manny pretends to throw it in the stands.
Yeah, nicely done right there. A 2-strike knock. The 9th inning. Nice job by Santander.
So he is 1 for 4 in his big league debut. And more importantly, it gets the tying run to the plate with nobody out. Caleb Joseph, the number 8 batter. Let's get a look at the swing, Mike.
Take a look, little slider. Yeah, stays up in the zone on the plate. Oh, yeah. He recognizes, stays behind the baseball. Take a look at Manny. Chucking it up in the stands. What? It's the first hit, right?
And the real ball was in his other hand. 0-2 on Caleb. Well, what a night for Santander. So he gets his first big league hit. He made a diving catch to rob the future Hall of Famer Mike Trout.
And then dove again. He was so excited.
Britton getting up to pitch the 10th if the Orioles tie this game. And he got him off-speed pitch. So Caleb down on strikes 1 away, and we saw the baseball getting authenticated for Santander.
Pretty good pitch, pretty good sequence. Look at everything on that outside corner. When he just takes a little off, it's that little fade down and away. See Caleb just out in front.
Santander talking to Wayne Kirby at first base. 22 years old from Venezuela. Orioles actually had 2 Rule 5 picks in spring training. Murray Tavares was offered back to the Red Sox after not making the team in Sarasota. Santander was injured, so he stayed in Sarasota. Eventually went on the 60-day DL and activated yesterday. And here's Seth Smith. He actually was technically activated Wednesday. The Orioles made that announcement Wednesday after their game. So Smith off the bench to get a lefty up against Petit. Smith had a good road trip, 7 for 21, including a home run.
Yeah, he's been locked in here for the last month and a half. Saw some pretty good numbers against Petit as well with the home run.
Ball 2. Nothing doing in the Angel bullpen. Oop, spoke too soon. Middleton is going to get going. Borderline pitch and a called strike, 2-1.
Yeah, borderline for sure. Seth Smith not liking it at all. Not the pitch he wants to hit for a 2-run shot, that's for sure. You see it. A couple inches off that outside corner.
Smith is 2 for 7 against Petit with a home run. Pretty good change up there. 2-2.
Real good. 83 miles an hour. Look at Smith though, staying on that backside, looking to do some damage. Very dangerous. Is it up around the belt height?
Ball 3. One thing about Smith, he'll take a pitch. All the Orioles, he really has a very consistent batting eye.
Sure does.
That was the pitch designed to get him to chase, and not even a sniff.
He is the definition of a professional hitter. Understands his strike zone. Short to the baseball. Rarely does his swing get out of whack.
So full count with Santander at first, 1 down. And he fights it off, lives for another pitch.
He isn't afraid to choke up with 2 strikes either. He gets in the prevent, and he'll battle you.
See the quick glance at the bullpen. He sees the activity behind him. He wants to stay in and close it out for a save. Came on to begin the 8th. Ball 4, and Smith works the walk. 7-pitch at bat, and that gets the winning run to the plate.
Big time AB right there. Quality takes along the way. Borderline pitches.
Ryan Flaherty back on the team. He was activated for tonight's game. He'll pinch run. A little more speed. And Middleton is going to come on here. The Orioles have 2 on and 1 out, and Tim Beckham coming up for the O's. O's have the tying runs on, winning run at the plate.
His 46th appearance, 402 earned run average, and 42 punch-outs in 40 1/3 innings of work. He has the power fastball slider combination, holding opponents to that 263 batting average. Has given up 7 home runs though, and he's a fly ball pitcher. He can rush that heater up there mid to high 90s, and the firm slider can go along with it. See 65% of the runners stranded with the first batter, 442. Look out.
So the 2 runners on. Santander the lead runner at second, and Flaherty the tying run at first with 1 down. And here is Tim Beckham. Does he have a storybook ending in his bat the way he's been going? He has 5 home runs already as an Oriole in his first 16 games. 1 for 4 tonight. Ball 1. And that's the other thing here. You don't want to be too anxious, right?
Zone up, and for Beckham, he's looking up and out over that outer third, something up about belt high. 1 pitch here. They're going to pull the trigger and ambush somebody.
Ball 2. Scioscia staring at the umpire. That one was clearly off the plate.
Yeah.
Mike is still convinced it was a strike. Maybe from his view it was. Of course, Ripperger's been calling the corner all night. Ground ball, base hit right field. Santander will be held. And Beckham gets the tying run to second base with one down. Another right field base hit for Beckham. He's 2 for 5 tonight with 2 singles to right.
Oh, I love it. Just taking what's given. It is. That pitch on that outer third. Elevated, and boy, when he squares it up, it jumps off the bat. 105 miles an hour. And gets to Calhoun too quick. Bobby Dickerson got to put the brakes on Santander.
Yeah, that was a really good hold there by Bobby. So the bases are loaded. Winning run on at first. One down for Manny. And let's not forget, folks, Tim Beckham may be the fastest Oriole. So ball to the gap. He could score from first base. And now the fans are on their feet. They want a big hit from Machado. High strike.
Questionable call right there on the high slider.
Santander, Flaherty, Beckham. Flaherty the tying run, Beckham the winning run. Center field. Did he do it? Back it goes, and that ball is gone! It's out of here! There's a walk-off grand slam, and the Orioles win it. A 3-home run game for Machado.
That's the way to start a homestand right there. Oh yeah. Take a look, Machado. 3rd home run of the ball game, and it's a grand slam. It's a fastball up middle, and he smokes it to straightaway center field. He knew he got it, and so did everybody in the dugout. Big hit for Machado. What a day.
So each team with 5 home runs. Manny had 3 of the 5. And Machado, Mike, a 7 RBI game.
Wow.
And the Orioles win it 9-7. Career high in RBIs, and the Orioles and Angels combined for 10 home runs. Second time this year teams have combined for 10 home runs in a game. The Nationals and Brewers did it in July 27th. And the fans on fireworks night. Oh, did they see fireworks here tonight? As Manny Machado, a 3-home run night, and Manny joins us now. Manny, walk us through that at bat. Looked like you didn't like the strike one call, but you didn't miss the next one.
A little high. But you know, just looking for a pitch to drive. You know, bases loaded there. You just trying to, you know, make some good contact, try to at least drive in one, and you know, just ready for the fastball.
Big night, obviously, Manny, but the team fell behind early. And we've seen this team come back before. When they get down, I mean, everybody just stays cool, calm, and collected. You guys kept fighting through the whole ball game, and of course came through with the big knock at the end.
That's what we got to do. We got to keep playing as a team like we have been. And you know, one of the biggest things that we have here is that
looks like the Pies are back. Adam Jones snuck out there.
I'm glad that's back. That's what we needed. You know, like I was saying, you know, we got to keep playing as a team like we've been, and you know, everything else will take care of itself. You know, we fight to the end always, and we're never going to stop fighting.
Well, you got a big homestand here. 16 of the next 19 games at home. What a way to start it here tonight.
Oh, definitely. You know, it's a good start, and hopefully we get rolling and you know, try to make a push for it.
Manny, your bat is so important to this lineup. It came on the road trip, and now a 3-home run night, a career RBI night. Are you feeling as good at the plate right now as you have all year?
Yeah, you know, I've been working with cool ball and, you know, trying to stay with my routine every day. You know, go in the cage, get my routine, you know, try to keep it simple and simplify things at the plate, and, you know, things have been turning around a little bit.
Well, Manny, congratulations on a huge night. 3 home runs, career high, 7 RBIs. Walk-off grand slam. I can't believe you've done that before.
Thank you.
I appreciate it. Manny Machado. What a game for Manny, and what a win for the Orioles. Well, we hope you can join us tomorrow. Who knows what we'll see tomorrow night? Game 2 in the series, Kevin Gausman against J.C. Ramirez. Our coverage on Masson begins at 6:30 with those extra presented by Southwest, and then game coverage at 7 o'clock on both Masson and WJZ. Tonight's telecast, a Masson presentation. And now for Mike Bordick, our entire hardworking crew, Jim Hunter saying so long from Camden Yards, where the Orioles walk it off 9-7 over the Angels. Tom and Rick after a break, and exciting O's Extra on Masson.